So I wanted to make a quick video about the LA Olympics that is gonna happen in 2028. So France Birdie has ended their Olympics officially today, um, but I feel kind of concerned in the situation that Los Angeles, unlike France, Paris, we're a city that's unprepared for such a high task, which is the Olympics. We're talking about France. We're talking about Paris. That city has is a very powerful country and city, and economically, they're a very wealthy city. And you could tell by the buildings and the streets. Paris, even though they have a large concentration of immigrants, they're still able to present themselves as a wealthy first class nation. But Los Angeles is very different. Here we have a low population of people with degrees, and therefore it shows in the streets and the city and the buildings. We have such a low standards of living here compared to Paris, that when it is time for it to be the LA Olympics in 2028, it might actually be embarrassing. Downtown LA looks like a third world city. Unfortunately, it's always looked like that. It's looked. I cannot even say if it looks better or worse. The few times that I've gone there, it looks very, even to an LA resident like me, it looks very dangerous, very filthy, very disgusting. And that we're gonna compare to a nice city like Paris. It's very we can't compare it to Paris. We're not gonna be prepared to take forward the fire, which is the Olympics. We're not gonna be able to do that. And the reason is 3-4 years is not enough to fix downtown LA or fix LA to eventually be in the standards of a first world countries or city, etc., etc. I've been making videos about LA and downtown LA, and have continued questioning why, you know, the city and the government has left, the homeless people, the crazies, the liberals, everything take control of the city, downtown LA, and they ruined it. Basically, they ruined it. Downtown LA could have been a nice city, like I don't know, Seattle, Manchester, Paris, Madrid, Barcelona, but it's not. It looks worse, and that is quite questionable because down LA, California itself has such a high economic power that LA should be in the standards of London. You know, California, LA has the same GPA or higher GPA or economic power than many of these powerful countries like Spain and France and England. Where LA, California has more money, more power than England, and it still looks like such a very dangerous city over there. I feel like there's many factors that it divides LA and London to two different types of cities. LA, downtown LA, has a lot of drug abusers, a lot of homeless people, and these homeless people are still able to talk to you, and they're still able to communicate with you. So it could be a situation of economic fault that they're not able to pay and able to survive, therefore they live in the homeless. There's also, like I said before, LA and California, we don't have a large percentage of young people that have degrees, like STEM degrees, to help flow the economic value of the city even greater. What I'm trying to say is that the population, which is Hispanic, it doesn't have the the power and the education, doesn't have STEM degrees, doesn't have doctorates, we don't have them in economic power to compete or to make the city greater. Most of the people here are blue collar workers, even the younger generation. Here, you know, I truly believe that Hispanic population, we have a higher percentage and of autism, of people who have autism, and this is affected by the nutrients in food that when we were younger we would take, like soda. Soda is associated with damaging of the brain when you're a baby and the fetus. Therefore, when these kids, these Hispanic kids, they grow up, they have autism, they have all these educational problems. They're not able to compete compared to their European brothers, say. So there's many factors: homeless people, low education, poverty, and we always LA always has this high flow of never-ending migrants, either from Central America, Venezuela, Mexico. The city can't they can't take too many of these people. It the city is not founded in the riches that you could come from Venezuela, Salvador, Honduras, and now you're here, and now you want a job, now you're competing against everybody who lives here, and it just downgrades the value and the economic power that a person would have if they would stay in their own country, and the people who live here would able to get those jobs and those opportunities. I know France and Paris, they have a flow of never-ending migrants themselves from the Middle East, from Africa, from Asia. But here, it is so easy because perhaps because of our democratic governments to go from Venezuela, Salvador, Honduras, Mexico, even Asia, China, to come to the U.S. It's so easy. And it's so easy to take advantage of our benefits, our taxes, and everything else. That's why inflation. It could be said that inflation is compatible to that. So there's many problems here in LA, and I just don't think that when the time is 2028, uh, our city is gonna get mocked. It's gonna get mocked by the world, just like they were trying to mock Paris, because Paris was giving out the Olympics furniture to sleep on. There was cardboard boxes. They're gonna mock the F out of Los Angeles because it's not gonna be prepared. They're gonna mock our dirty streets, our broken skyscrapers, our streets are not well done, especially in the lower end cities like Compton, South Central, downtown LA. They're gonna mock that the downtown area smells like piss, and there's homeless people and all this. We're gonna be a mockery of the city. It's gonna be impossible for any government, whether Democratic or Republican, to fix the city in 3-4 years. It's gonna be impossible. This problem of wealth, homeless, crime, etc. has always been here. It has never decreased. The only thing that I could say that LA has decreased was in violence. During the 1980s and 1990s, there was a lot of gang violence, and now it's like it has decreased, but mostly everything has increased, especially rent, inflation, food prices, gas. So gangs have decreased, but everything has increased, and it's just very hard for people to survive in Los Angeles. So, my best wishes is that Los Angeles might look decent by 2028, which is, I doubt it, but hopefully my city gets to be um, presented correctly to the world, as not as a mockery, but a city that's a symbol for the future. Anyway, I think that's the end of my video. All right, goodbye.